Yo, we are back talking some Jon motherfucking Wick. Parabellum, which basically means if you want victory, prepare for war. It's an old Latin term, is also in the movie Suicide Squad, fun fact. I was pumped for this just because the trailers set it off. I mean, you got Keanu fucking riding a horse, capping, motorcycle ninjas in the head. I mean, headshots till you can't even count them anymore. So dope. They did not fail on the action in this movie. The action in this movie is unparalleled. I mean, Keanu Reeves is getting to that point where he's the baddest man in the normal assassin-ish. I mean, you've got your James Bond, you've got your Bournes, you've got several other different incarnations of the spy assassin type thrillers. He's getting to that point where he's unparalleled. This dude cannot be killed. He's just too smooth with it. And if he does get killed or close to death, he's got 9 lives, and he's got several friends in high places and in low places that basically help him out. There's a couple of times in this movie where you think, okay, maybe this is the last chapter of Jon Wick, but he always finds a way to come back. You've got a couple of key things in this movie. Allison Kate Dillon, she plays kind of like this, I can't remember what they call her. She's like a higher up of the order, which is the table of assassin guild. It's kind of like there's no higher than her. And then you have, the hotel, which is the runner, and all the assassins kind of have, that's their safe place. You've got Lawrence Fishburne, he plays the same role, the underground king. Basically, she kind of comes in and tells everybody, okay, well, since you aided Jon Wick and you knew his intentions and he broke the rules of the high order table, we're checking you guys. So they basically give punishment out to people that break the rules. There's no higher order than the table. And Jon Wick and Lawrence Fishburne and Ian McKellen, who plays Winston, he's Jon Wick's oldest friend. He's from the previous two. He's basically why Jon Wick has any chance of living in the second one. Gives him like a saving grace of an hour to get his affairs and get his ass out of the city, because everyone is going to want to kill him. He has a bounty on his head of I think it's like 14 million, and it goes up to 25, and it goes up to 50. It's insane. So everybody in the world is out to kill this nigga. So it's a little bit different as far as the scope of the first and the second movie. This is going to be a lot bigger, epic, worldwide adventure, which it is, but it's not. At the end, it feels very much like Jon Wick 2. Toward the beginning of the movie, you have the sprawling different vistas and stuff of the desert, and then they go to all these different places for these different reasons. And, one of these reasons he goes to Halle Berry for basically help. She kind of owes him, they've got the marker or whatever that he had to fulfill for the last movie, for like the head of the crime family. Halle Berry basically owes him a debt. And, he talks her into it basically. And Halle Berry is a bad bitch. She's got 2, German Shepherds that are highly trained. They carry like guns, and they have like armor-proofed vests on, and these dogs are dope. I mean, they are straight killers. They're like sharks with fur. It's insane how many ways they find a way to use these dogs for kills. But it never gets old. And that's basically his only chance. So he kind of teams up with her, and they go and they start making their journey to overthrow or challenge the high order table. I will say toward the end of the movie, I was waiting for it to end. It wasn't that it wasn't entertaining. It wasn't that the action wasn't dope. It was just like, okay, man, like I understand, like, you've been fighting and all these other guys are fresh, but you're kind of starting to get your ass whooped, and the coolness of John Wick starts to wane. It makes sense. I mean, you can't just be running through thousands of guys and just still have your second wind. He's past his 100th win. So it makes total sense, but it does drag a little bit toward the end. They could have cut out maybe 20 minutes and it would have been so much better and had a better pacing. This movie had a pacing issue toward the end, in my opinion. But the first, I would say half, 3/4 of the movie, I mean, especially the first 30 minutes, is just non-stop action. And the way it's filmed and the way they do it, you really haven't seen before except in previous John Wicks, and they just take it up a notch of the knife battles, the gun battles, the car chase sequence type battles. It's just so well done. I was kind of on the edge of my seat the first, I'd say probably half, 3/4 of the movie, and then the end kind of starts to drag a little bit, and I kind of won't spoil the way everything happens or what happens, but I will say that the Iron Chef is in this movie. I don't really know his real name, but he's the Iron Chef from Food Network. He kind of plays a main role. He's like the head table's head assassin, which was pretty funny. He had some pretty funny moments. Mark Dacalcos, I don't know. I've never heard of him except the Iron Chef, but he was a very cool character. Like I said, provided a little laughs, some well needed funniness to some serious moments. I liked his character. I thought it was really well done. There was some other characters that I was like I said, I got a little sick of. There was a shtick that I got a little sick of toward the end. But overall, awesome movie. If you like this type of movie, if you like guns, action, if you like the previous John Wicks, this is definitely for you. Definitely see it. It's definitely worth the price of admission. So, yeah, until next time, see you at the movies.